Welcome back to the PPM Winter Circle podcast. I'm your host, Hunter. To my right is Mr. Rodney.
Hello, folks.
In the Winter Circle podcast that you can get on your own is the professor, Mr. Randy.
They can also get that hoodie.
That's a fact.
Hello.
And
Just
next,
gonna model it.
Okay.
Well, I can.
Ooh, check it out.
To Randy's to Randy's left is the cat, one and only Cat in the Hat, Mr.
Cat
Ricky.
in the Hat.
Got
Yeah.
me here this bunch again.
Yeah.
Now, as y'all can tell, we got a guest, and who are you?
I'm William Blankenship.
Glad to have you, Mr. William. So, of course, we're going to ask you the first question.
William Blankenship.
It's a household name.
Mhm.
So, how'd you get started in racing?
This is kind of a long story, and I don't know if anyone really knows it out there, but whenever I was about third grade, I was diagnosed with dyslexia. And I've like severe dyslexia. Like I'm probably about 80% illiterate. Like I can read enough like menus and stuff like that. It kind of gets me rolling. And with my school, I'll take pictures, or if I need to read something and I've got an app on my phone, I'll read it. And Vanderbilt, we went down to Vanderbilt about every 2 weeks, and they just said I'm going to have a hard time with school, and they wanted me to get into some kind of activity to help me out. Mom pushed basketball, t-ball, anything else that you could imagine, soccer, stuff like that. And I was more interested in the concession stand and going home or driving a tractor or something than any of these stick and ball sports. We had a golf cart and to do inventory with our trees and a four-wheeler, and whenever I was 4, I'd drive it standing up and wide open, never let off the gas because I couldn't see over it, so I'd go sideways, leaning out, driving about like that, wide open. And then our four-wheeler, we used it to spray our trees.
Your dad owns a land nursery.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd use it to spray trees down blocks. And I would, every day after school, I'd come in, try and take the tank off. If the tank was full, I couldn't ride it because that means I was using it. But if it was empty, I'd just push it off. Broke some wires because it needed a pump to spray a couple of times. And I'd go back in the field, and this was before we started racing go-karts. And I'd just drive a circle, and I'd make a rut. And this is a 500 John Deere four-wheeler, 400 industrial. It wasn't a Banshee or anything. And I'd have it pegged out, just going in a circle. You'd hear it, and you'd think somebody was stuck, broke down in the backfield because it'd go ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Then I'd just make it turn. I ran over myself 3 or 4 times and almost flipped it a couple. I think I flipped it once. I don't know how I got it back over, but this is the first time that Dad's going to be hearing about this.
You hear that, Jerry?
But I'd run over myself. I'd go in the turn, crank it as hard as I could, sideways, and just peg it out all the way. Like he knew I was pegging it out, but running over myself, because if I told him I ran over myself, he wouldn't let me do it, I'd say. So that's what I figured at a young age.
Yeah, he probably didn't prefer you running over yourself.
He probably didn't prefer me tearing it up as much as I did too. I'd go until it started smoking, so that's whenever I decided it was probably a good day to quit. It'd be covered in mud or dust or whatever. I could tell if I was going fast whenever I'd catch up to the dust and I'd start eating it. That's whenever I knew I was going fast.
Yeah.
So we had some cousins that raced go-karts.
Yeah.
And they was getting out of it about 2013. And this was about a year before they was fully getting out of it. We went and bought an Ultramax chassis, and it was a raffle car. Somebody won it in a raffle, and they raced it one time. It had a motor, had a set of tires, but didn't have a stand. So we loaded it in our we bought it, took it to they got it fitted for me, and we took it to the first race at Ashway Speedway in 2012. And we went there, and I made it. I went, the first lap was a caution, first time driving it, And then second lap going into turn three, wide open. On the exit of 4, I hit the hay bales, standing right there at the entrance of the track. My mom, my sister, and my dad was all standing about 5 feet away from it. Hit it wide open, slide in there, and never lifted. Hit the hay bales, just drove right off the track, and kept on and just went down the front chute like nothing ever happened, and never assessed it, never thought anything big of it. Came in, and Dad and my sisters was like, "Are you okay?" and all this. I was like, "Yeah, what happened?" I had no clue that was a problem, that you wasn't supposed to do that.
How old was you about this time?
I was 8 years old.
8-year-old. Yep.
So that was the first.
No fear. Just hammer down.
Yeah.
But did mom question it?
She did, but the story that she told me was I had 2 sisters, and she wanted me in it because I had 2 sisters, and they're 5. One of them's 5 years older, and the other one, or 4 years older, and the other one's 8 years older. So they'd have been about 16, 13, and all the guys was there, and none of them was checking out my sisters. So she liked it on that front. There's more worried about racing than them.
Yeah.
So that was the selling point on her end.
So it all started with go-karts and just led to you making it in late models.
Mm-hmm. And again, it was I flipped a go-kart probably about 2015, and Mom kind of was like, "This is getting a little dangerous." And Dad said, "Well, late models, they have seat belts and roll cages." So Mom likes that. That's a little safer. So that's how we got into late models about 2018, about 3. I was still a little young.
Yeah.
I've been, I think I was 15 whenever we started looking at late models.
Yeah.
So,
Which one was your first one?
it's a Moyer. So, and we flipped it at Boyd's. As the
Well,
car-
you're good at flipping, ain't you?
Yeah.
You sure you shouldn't have been a gymnast?
I've only flipped 2
He's
cars.
one of every crowd, William.
Yeah.
It's everybody here, though.
Yeah, that's the whole room full.
But I've only flipped 2 cars, so I'm good on that part. Go-kart and a car, but I am good at it. I can tell you how to do it. Yeah.
So, over the past couple of years, what's been one of your most memorable moments while dirt racing?
The most memorable, and this is a go-kart story, and there's a lot of late model ones out there, but this is the first one that comes to my head. We was at Russellville, Kentucky, and there was a flagman there, and he weighed about 90 pounds. And he was and I wasn't in this race, but I was standing there watching it, and he wore all white suit. He had brand new flags, and he looked like the NASCAR flagsman back in the day at a dirt indoor track.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dusty and it's pretty dirty. So by the end of the night, he was pink. But the last race there, they call them limiteds, and they have like a big flathead motor. They're built a little bit, and they run methanol. And it was a 20-lap race, and race monitor at the end of the night said that they ran 100 laps, and it was all under caution. And the last 5, that everyone ran out of fuel. So first place ran out of fuel under caution. Then the guy that inherited the lead ran out of fuel under caution. And the guy that is the top 5, like they all inherited the lead and then immediately ran out of fuel.
Yeah, right.
So they just threw the checkered flag. And that guy, he threw the checkered flag and then just took off running to the concession stand. And there was some woman out there, and she was a bigger girl, and she stood in front of the door, and everybody, the whole track, came outside this concession stand and started demanding to know who the winner was, because nobody knew. And they was standing there, and the guy next to us started shouting out everyone that inherited the lead under the caution. And he said, I think he won it. And then he'd wait a second or two, and he said, I think he won it. And then he'd wait a second or two and say, I think he did. And then he got dirt chucks and started throwing it at these guys back of the head, making them think that like somebody else was punching them. And then this whole like bunch of them started fighting each other. While all of them just got to fighting each other over these dirt chucks that was being thrown out in the field. Like the guy was throwing the dirt chucks in the back of their heads, and they thought somebody was punching them, and they just all went into head and started fighting. It was just a big mess. Probably about 20 people fighting. Cops was called. People got escorted out. But that was probably the best one. And she was out there hollering, saying, y'all need to get back. Cops are coming and everything else.
Did they ever figure out who won?
I don't know who won. I have no clue. I think they did, but there's still about 4 other people that was mad about it, and then the whole field. But
Wow. So what kind of car and stuff you got now?
we've got a XL chassis, and they're really good. They're out of South Carolina, and they help us out a lot. You know, you call down and they treat you right. They make you feel like you're real special. You're number one. You give them information, and they're accept it, and they add from it from what they're doing, and they're trying to make improvements to you, and they really help you out. You know, we're calling and ask for information, and they'll send it to us. And they're a smaller company. There's probably about 50 cars out there, but that just means that you're a bigger part to them.
What caused you to go that route?
We flipped our boiler car. We was just in the market for a new car. Didn't really know what was out there. Started looking around, calling people, and well, actually, this is how we got started with them. Whenever we clipped our boiler car at 411, and he was the one that fixed the car, and he did a fantastic job fixing it. And he called and he said he's making it, or we told him about it. And our boiler car that we flipped, our boiler car, after we clipped it, we went to the next race at 411, or at Boyd's, and flipped it. And it needed a clip in the front, the middle, and the rear. So it was basically a new car at that point. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a new car, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we called him, and he would let us take the parts off of our old car that was still good and put it on the new one. And that was the best move that we would do. And that it was the second car that he ever made, and ours was the first one on the racetrack.
Oh, I have a lot of guys ask what chassis would you recommend? My answer has always been go with somebody that builds a good quality piece, but that's somebody that can help you. Someone that will help you try to get your program better. So that's the reason I was asking that.
And they're excellent at helping you. You know,
It's valuable.
the car doesn't know if it's a Longhorn or a Rocket or anything. It's it's just all about the.
Yeah. That sounds like Junior Johnson. That's what Junior Johnson told Darrell Walter about that time. He said, "Boy, that car don't know that difference. Drive it." Tell us a little bit. So you do the dirt racing. You're going to school. Well, you're at Tech.
Yes, sir. I'm a junior at Tennessee Tech in ag engineering.
I think that's awesome.
So
With your early problems, and you're on your way to graduating at Tennessee Tech, and then you help. Tell us what you do. You help with the engineering department out there.
I'm in a club called Formula SAE. We build. It's kind of like they call it a miniature formula car. We go in and we start from scratch. We go on CAD. We design out a car that meets the rule specs that the competition has, and it's like height rules on then row bar rules. There has to be a certain thing. There's a little template out there. They call it Percy, and it's got like the average human's legs, and it's got the average human's waist, and the car has to fit that template. I'm a little cramped in there. I'm taller than the average person.
So you drive it.
I drive it. I do drive it. I go and I set up what I'll do is I'm the test driver. I used to go to competition. This would be the first year that I didn't. But I go in and I give them data back. I tell them if it's tied in, it's tied off. I also do the welding and fabrication of it. I cut everything out. We TIG weld the car together. I help with the body. I'm not as hands-on, but I'm the shop foreman. That's what the title that I am. So I teach people how to use welders. I teach belt sanders, notchers. We use some lathes. We use mills, and I'll help them. I'll help the engineers understand how to use that specific equipment. Even down to wrenches and screwdrivers. I mean, they're very smart people, but sometimes putting it to real word, sometimes people just need a little help at the start, and then they get it, and they're perfect.
Yeah.
They understand it.
Yeah.
It's
So
I
you
think
build-
it's important for an engineer.
Yeah.
You know, to understand how things go together. You know.
Yeah,
how-
that hands-on,
how you make
hands-on experience.
Yeah.
But you're not majoring as like a mechanical engineer or nothing. What's going to be your major?
Ag engineering.
Ag engineering.
So it's a mixture of ag classes. It's a mixture of civil engineering, and it's a mixture of automotive engineering. So it's kind of just all of them jumbled up.
So we'd be safe to say you're helping with the engineering, the mechanical type, and then you're over here in the ag part of it. So guys, he's going to fix the car, fix the track. He'll be down there analyzing the dirt. That's your plan, ain't it?
Yes.
Analyze the dirt, come back and test it. So this is what we need to do.
I can get on the computer right now and tell you any soil type of any track that you want, but because there's
As far as telling me what type, you would mean what it consists of, maybe what is acidic, or if it's got sand in it, or if it's how it would hold water, what to expect.
That's pretty neat.
Take it to another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your dad or mom have a degree like that? They do, don't they?
my dad was agronomy, and then my mom I think was business,
Yeah.
and they went to MTSU.
What do you call your dad?
Agronomy.
I think all of his background is just, I find it amazing.
I looked up.
Knowing where he started and where he's at. It's
I looked
amazing.
up that Formula SAE, and it's pretty intensive training for an engineer and for someone like him, because the rules are extensive.
Well, we've done some parts
Yeah,
for
in the
several
past,
years for him. Yeah.
We figured out right now we're all in house. We've got the school, we got water jets, and
Wow.
we've got everything all in house. Everyone's designing everything off CAD. Every piece that goes onto the car, except motor related, or even motor related now, is from in house. We get billet. It's a lawnmower motor. It's a Briggs and Stratton 2-cylinder motor, lawnmower motor, and we make about 60 horsepower, and it's got billet heads, billet pistons, and I wish I could have that while I'm cutting the grass. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
How heavy's that car?
It is the light. We have Tech has the lightest Formula SAE car in the world, and it's at 350 pounds, and it's got ECM on it. It's the real deal.
ECM, what do you mean by that?
Or ECU, or the computer. I can't think of the name of it. ECM or
Electronic control.
Yeah.
unit.
ECU.
Electronic control.
I'm going to tell you that, and I don't mean no disrespect, but when I look at one of them, I think of Nicky Lauda. You seen? you
Yeah,
probably don't know
but
who Nicky Lauda
they look
is,
more
don't you?
like an older Formula.
It looks like an older Formula. For everybody out there that's listening, it looks like an older type Formula One car, smaller Formula One car when you see it. If you if you ain't never seen it, it's pretty interesting. In the fact that the they're doing all that in house now. It's just.
Now, have you drove one in competition?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's one year, and we went out there, and something messed up. I forget what it was, but the car wouldn't run. And I have the world's record on the fastest starter at Formula SAE or the Formula SAE competition. The car wouldn't run, but we had to get that. So we have like 4 or 5 events, and we have to do like a drag race. They do some circle thing and see who can go the fastest, and they have autocross and endurance. And I'm autocross and endurance. And last year, we blew a head gasket, and to sign up for autocross or endurance, you have to finish autocross. And we line up to the starting grid, and I go about 20 feet, and the car dies. And I'm thinking, oh no, this is awful. We can't make it. So we get a second attempt, and it's CVT axle is what our car is. So whenever you hit the starter, it immediately goes. So I line up there, hit it wide open, gas wide open, brakes wide open, just trying to get this car to run because it's got a blowed head gasket. And I sit there, and it starts. We take off like a rocket, go about 5 feet, pop, 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 it dies. And then I sit there and I hit the starter again, go about 5 feet, and it dies, pop, 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 just like that. So then I'm sitting there. This is my last attempt. They're coming over there with the tow strap. I wave them off. I hit the starter, and I just hold the starter the entire course lap. And it's about a 30-second like time course. There's a guy behind me, and he's just riding behind me. He's waving his hands up in the air. He's mad. And I'm just holding the starter the entire time. I have a 3-minute lap and a 30-second timed course of what it should be. And it looked like a train of them by the time it was in.
Oh man!
But you made the endurance race.
We made the endurance race.
Yeah.
But
You do what you have to do, don't you?
So in the background of having experience in the go-karts, how has that helped you be competitive and be good in a dirt late model?
go-karts, there's a lot of fine-tuning with it. As far as the mechanical side, it's a lot of attention to detail because 1/8 of an inch is an inch in a late model. So you really got to pay attention to your bearings and make like upkeep and, 1/10 of a horsepower. That's huge in a go-kart, So as far as washing it, I think it makes us take better care of maintenance of part in the car. And then me as a driver, whenever it gets real slick, I feel like I have a competitive advantage. I can get in a rhythm and a routine. Go-karts, you have to get in that rhythm and routine because if you let out the gas in it, you're done in a go-kart. You just really have to be consistent and the same lap times and smooth. I mean, a go-kart, you just barely turn the wheel like that.
You hear more about keeping the car straight. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because a go-kart, it doesn't turn sideways.
No.
It's 100% straight all the time. If you turn sideways just a little bit, you're done.
So it's safe to say you prefer a slick track over a heavy track?
I love a slick track. I hate it when it's heavy. And not just because of the wash job. It's hard for me to drive them.
Yeah.
But,
So going into this year, what's your plans?
we're going to do a couple of Best Plumber races. We're going to run some American All-Star races, some Topless Outlaw races, and one or two, we're going to go to some local shows, just where it makes sense to race at, where I can get off of school, and and then during the summer, whenever we can get off work and go race. It's in a good drivable distance.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're giving everybody a heads up that you're coming for 4 of King of the Crates at Mountain View?
I'm going to go. I had to miss the Formula competition for it, but I'm going to go to it, and we're going to try get 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
They've only done it 3 years. This will be the 4th, and he's won every one of them.
Sit on pole. Let
That's
every
the-
lap.
That's the king of the crate.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it pay?
2,000.
Last year, you got to ride on a horse and buggy with Miss Hampton, didn't you?
Got to ride on a horse.
Son.
Or it was an electric buggy. So
Wow.
that was
Did he get a crown?
Yeah, crown
yeah.
and a cape.
I got one of those.
Oh, man, we're sitting here with 2 kings.
I got a Spectre too. It's like one of those. I guess it's called a Spectre.
Yeah.
It's got the. Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they get the
They
crown.
need,
and
they
robe
need to
and
put some
everything.
kind of, I think they need to put some kind of bounty on your head, bonus if you do it,
I think so too.
you know. I think they need to
But
do
I
that.
hope we can get the bounty too.
Yeah. Well, if you put anything up and you win it, you should get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of the time we race against ourselves. We beat ourselves more than.
Yeah, that's your biggest competition. Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah.
So when they're for, you traveled with the All Stars. Was it 1 or 2 years? So you went to a lot of different tracks, and you've been to a lot of different tracks, obviously on your own as well. What is one of your favorite ones?
Probably Boyd's. I miss that track every day. I love Mountain View, and I love racing there. And I mean, I love every track we go to, but I really do miss Boyd Speedway.
That was a good track. Very good track.
And it's
No,
just because it was slick all the time. It catered
Boy, you
to
would've-
my driving style.
You would have loved Atomic. It was, here we go, back go to Atomic. Never get over it.
He's like me. He likes it when you have to drive a racetrack when you have to be patient. And
Yeah, and those races separate the
Yeah.
men from the boys, whether they like it or not. About everybody can get a hold of heavy track. But when she rubbers up and gets slick,
Boards was definitely a racetrack. You had to watch yourself because it invited you to overdrive it.
mm-hmm. Yeah. When you realized you was done in trouble.
When you realized that you was done at the fence.
Yeah, exactly.
Upside down.
Yeah. Yeah. Flipper here. You think that's funny, do you?
Flipper. That's his.
So Flipper. I hope that don't stick to you, man. I'm sorry. Have you got a nickname? Do we need to give you a nickname?
Yeah, everyone else just calls me Willy at school, but
Really?
y'all gave me
Willie B.
Willy B.
I call him Willie B.
Yeah.
Willie B. That's pretty cool. You need to make T-shirts and put Willie B on them.
There's another guy out there goes with that, but we don't care about him.
Yeah.
So you, here a while back, I guess it's safe to put out you went down to the new place down here. Well, it's not new. It's reopened. The big Golden Mountain Speedway. What'd you think about it?
I loved it. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing a race on it. I think the facilities are really nice. Like what Deeks and everyone's done has really improved it. The track itself is huge. It's something that once you get on it, you feel like you conquered something. I didn't tell anyone this while I was there, but it wore me out in about 3 laps. I had to, whenever I'd pull in.
How big is it?
They say it's a 4/10, but it certainly drives and looks bigger than that, don't it?
It feels.
So it's like you go down to
It feels like you're sitting still going down the straightaway, and then you turn, and then you
Oh,
feel like you're going.
Yeah. You compare it to Mountain View, smaller track like Mountain View. He goes there, and it's got to be like, wow, man. You just keep going. Did you mat it? Did you ever get to the point where you could
Let
mat
me
it?
tell you this on him. So they put the car on the ground. His dad tells him just go out there and shake it down, take it easy for 3 or 4 laps. See, make sure everything, because this is the first time out, and just take it easy. William goes out on the racetrack, goes down the front straightaway, and when he comes off 2, he's wide open for about 2 laps.
I was taking it easy.
And what did his dad say?
Well, he said, I guess going down the front straightaway, he took it easy.
But you did get to the point. What kind of engine you have? A 604, 602?
Is a 604 in there.
So you was by the time you got things figured out, you was basically flat footing it.
Mm-hmm. It's real easy.
God, so much fast.
That's the way I do them go-karts over at Pigeon Forge.
Oh, okay. My leg starts cramping.
I flat foot. My leg starts hurting now because I'm trying to get another quarter inch out of it. And I'm getting it.
Well,
I went to one of those. Me and all my friends, we was down in Florida. We was at one, and I was looking at all of them, and everyone else was hopping in one. And there was one, and the spindle on the left front was bent up like half an inch, and it would tilt up and back and down. I was like, "That's the one I'm getting." And I hopped in that one. And every two-seater go-kart, little kid, all of my friends, they was spun out by the time the race was over. It was like 4 laps, and everyone, it didn't matter who you was. You was getting spun out. They was pointing the flag at me and everything else. And I was like, they ain't going to black. I paid $10 for this. They ain't going to get me out of here.
We've had some go-kart experiences.
yeah.
I beat Ricky on a consistent basis.
He jumped the start
I beat you.
and set in my way. I mean, like he was stopping to keep you from moving him.
Who's got the trophy?
I'll take it from you.
Hey,
I actually believe
You
I
probably
got
could.
that trophy.
you may have it.
Mhm.
It's got my name on it.
No, it ain't got a name on it.
It needs to have a name on it. Oh, man.
He
Okay.
jumped the start. See what I had to put up with?
So, William, how old exactly are you?
I'm 21.
21.
Wow. 21.
I can't even remember 21.
What it'd be to be that young again? What I'd do.
Oh, bless your heart.
How old are you?
So,
Hey, I got a question.
Wow.
I got a question for William. Have you ever watched Andy Griffith?
Hmm?
Okay. See, age ain't got nothing to do with it.
well, I just set in my ways, you know.
Okay.
I bet William's thinking right now, why are we talking about Andy Griffith?
No, that's a good show.
He's never watched
I've
it.
never watched
You've never watched
never,
Andy Griffith?
Never watched even a sliver of
He
it.
don't even know what hee-haw is.
Hee-Haw's really good. You need to watch Hee-Haw.
See how- Okay, well. Okay.
Now we're just giving.
What,
Hunter
I know
hard
they
time.
asked you about what you plan on this year, but you're 21. What's your aspirations? I mean, if I see you in 5 years, 10 years from now, what do you hope to? Well, I mean, you probably hope to be still alive, but
Yeah.
but that's the first thing. I mean, what's your? I know you're going to school. You got a lot going on.
About 5 years from now, I'd love to still be racing. The goal is for me to, whenever I graduate, I'll go work on the tree farm. Right now, my sister's working for my dad and my mom, and I'll go in and I'll be more of the hands-on. I'll kind of handle the production of plants, equipment, and maybe talk to customers. I don't know if I'm that up there yet, but just depends. Maybe handle the day-to-day operations and see if I can improve anything.
So you'd be happy just running things, doing your racing.
I'd be happy just sitting at home watching TV too, but I can't make a living racing that way.
That really don't bode well to being able to race, does it?
Your car owner and crew chief probably wouldn't like that.
No.
I've told a few here that too, and they wouldn't show up to work, they wouldn't do this. I said, we'd all like to stay at home. I mean, most of the days I enjoy what I'm doing, but there's plenty of days I'd rather be somewhere else, taking it easy.
But you wouldn't get to look at us.
I wouldn't get to look who I get to deal with every day. I said deal with, not be with.
Mr. Ricky, you got to do it.
Yep.
Ask him your question.
What question's that?
You know what's the question.
You put me on the spot now.
I know. If we had a spotlight, it'd be right on you.
Oh, if there's one thing in racing you'd change, what would it be? This ain't to get you in trouble. It's just to.
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think needs to be changed?
Probably, I wish the tracks was closer and there's more tracks. That's one thing that I wish that there was. I mean, it's a lot of them's going away, and I'm glad Deke's opening it up there. It's 45 minutes from the house, but for us to go race, it's 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing. Just that, and I wish there's more people in it that come and help. I mean, I've got a great crew that helps me now, but it's just there needs to be more people going into it to keep it vibrant longer.
That's where we got to get young people in it.
Yeah. Well, I've had other people mention that, when we started racing, we just went and helped, and I went and helped different ones, and now you get some of these even the ones his age. Well, how much does that pay? Okay, you got to find somebody that loves it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He had a crew chief that loved it, but I think he went run off and went to racing himself. Had some good help, yeah.
Really?
What was his name, William? I can't remember his name.
Sam.
Sam. Yeah.
So, what is your number?
32.
How did you come about 32?
Mom, she played basketball, and then that was their family's number. So her dad was 32. I think her uncle was 32. And Dad said we can get a lot more sponsorship dollars if we choose the number 32. So
Dad was after that dollar.
Yeah. But my first number was number 11.
Number 11.
Hey, there you go.
And I know why we chose it.
Why?
Is that there's already a number 1, and it was the easiest to make with Scotch tape.
You can make it pretty good with duct tape, can't you?
Yeah.
That 11 was our family number.
Really?
Yeah. You know how we got it? Dad eventually, he chose it, and we got it from him, but he got it because of Junior Johnson.
Yeah.
Number 11, as you can see in the pictures.
Guys, go ahead, buddy. You go right ahead.
That's pretty cool.
So let me ask you this: we made reference to the crew chief, and the car owner, which we're talking about your dad, and of course I would definitely put car owner under your mom too, right? And
She's the car owner. My dad's just the crew chief.
okay, well there you go. He's got it figured out.
Okay, smart boy.
Is she in talks to hunt you a new crew chief, or?
I think she just wants to keep him around, help his feelings out.
she feels sorry for him.
Get him out of the house.
We have to give him a hard time.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, your social media deal. How much of that do you? I mean, I hear you got a lot of followers. I'm not on there. I don't know, but how many followers you got, and where you at on your social media?
I'm at 25,000 on TikTok, and then whenever I was doing the YouTube, I was at about 500. And I had to, whenever I went to college, I had to lay off the making YouTube videos because it would take probably about 5 to 7 hours for me to edit it, and I felt like I was also leaving a little bit at the track whenever I was coming back. I was too worried about making a video than helping her car out.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to it whenever I get out of college. I just got too stressed out of it at that time, trying to do schoolwork and, work on race cars.
Yeah, it takes time to do it all. There's so many minutes and hours a day.
That's a fact.
Not everybody's got a Devin.
Well, guys, this right here is where we're going to take you over to our product spotlight of this podcast. Today's product spotlight is going to be Willy's carburetors. We are now a new vendor for Willy's. We can get you set up on any Super Bowl for alcohol and gas. They offer some carburetors for GM crate for your 604 and 602. And they also offer a bunch of replacement parts. So check out our website at ppmracingproducts.com. Or if you don't know what you need a little tech help on trying to decide and want pricing, call us at 865-354-9669.
You got them on the website? Mm-hmm. Boy, you're quick, ain't you? Well, David's quick, ain't he?
Yeah, we got talking about website.
Yeah.
We got something big coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Devin tells me.
We're looking at this week, Devin? Oh, you heard from them? Okay. All right.
Be on the lookout. We got some new things coming.
Sounds like that's costing me.
Oh, you know it does.
So back to William.
Looking good cost.
You're in your junior year. You'll be graduating this time next year?
Yes, sir. I'm not going to get tenure as a student. That's what I was looking. I was afraid I was going to get tenure as a student.
Do you know a few of them?
I know a couple.
I know when I went up here, you could easily tell that they've been here a while.
Yeah.
Some of them I think was on the payroll.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so William, who all would you like to thank for all of your support through the past years and all of your sponsors?
I'd like to thank everyone that's helped me along the way, which would be my parents, then Pete, Randall, and Carl. They go with us to the track every weekend. Then I'd like to thank PPM. Y'all help us with shocks. Y'all help us with getting our parts. And then Randall with our crate motors. Then I'd also like to thank our sponsor, XL, and our sponsors, Blankenship Farms and Nursery, Matt Minville, Napa, and Prater's Barbecue. And
Prater's got going on.
they got good ham.
Yeah, they do. A lot of people it takes to make it happen. Yeah.
Build a lot of great relationships along the way, for sure. I know that they talk very highly of you and your family, and it's been great getting to know you over the past couple of years. Well, guys, that's where we're going to cut it off here. If y'all need any racing parts, want to check out all of our inventory or products that we offer, go to ppmracingproducts.
Or you just want to call. Or you just want to call.
What?
Or you just want to call. What happened, man?
It's like somebody going backwards in a little tour bus back here. Seriously, like somebody's backing like a little tour bus back
Y'all
I
need
saw
to
it.
like and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Thank you, Ricky.
Like and subscribe. Hit the button. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, and by the way, if you need any trees or bushes, just call William. He'll take care of
Do
you.
y'all have a website?
Yes, Blankenship Farms and Nursery.com. And then our racing page is William Blankenship 32.
Hey, guys, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below who you'd like to see on the next podcast. For all your racing parts needs, go to ppmracingproducts.com. Or if you want to order over the phone or need any tech help, call us at 865-354-9669. And thank you, Mr. William, for coming on here and being on the podcast with us.
Yes.
Greatly appreciate you coming
Yes.
down, bud.
Thank you all for this opportunity. I'm glad I got to come.
Yes, sir.
Keep digging. When you get famous, remember us.
That's vice versa. Whenever y'all get famous, think of us.
Oh, we will.
Guys, thank y'all for watching. We will see you in the next one.
Hey, subscribe, like.
Hit that button.
Come on, get it up on the well. Go in there. You just smell poop or see Jesus. Let's get it done.